Hey, what's up, people? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of my 7 Pillars of Mental Performance in 365 Days. I am your host, night after night after night, Jay Hollingshed, your high performance mindset coach and public speaker. Thanking you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Today is day 4 of the week, Wednesday. We will be discussing pillar number 4 of 7, which is goal setting. Goal setting Wednesday. That's pillar number 4. So when we're talking about goal setting Wednesday, we're talking about some good stuff tonight. So before I get into my goal setting, I want to go ahead and give my shouts out to everybody that's tuning in already. First of all, my brother AJ Arthur Hollingshed, you already know it's a family affair. I got to run down the family. My wife Lisa Hollingshed, my daughter Jaleesa Hollingshed, my aunt Gina Cecily, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. My front row seat, my season ticket holders, everybody showed up on time for class. Roll call having been established. Announcements. Hit me up on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook Live, or Facebook, my business page, Facebook, my personal page, Instagram. I am there. YouTube, I am there as well. You can catch these videos on those platforms. So let's get right into it. We're talking about goal setting Wednesday. Now, what I want to talk about today is this is also episode 276. I didn't mention that. So episode 276 of 365. Now, I want to talk about being the goal that you want to reach. You have to be the goal that you want to reach. I've heard several pastors say, let me say, how can I say this? Say you want to be a doctor, okay? You would have to act like a doctor, think like a doctor, do like a doctor, respond like a doctor. Be a doctor in your mind, and your body will follow your mind. So what you want to receive, you have to give. As a pastor would once say, if you want to receive love, you have to give love. You have to be love in order to receive love. So if love is your goal, then definitely you have to be that to receive that. Now, let's talk about being the goal you want to reach. Jim Rohn, those of you that may know who Jim Rohn is and you may not know who he is, but Jim Rohn is a personal development guru. He's one of the greats, and he's one of the ones that actually everybody studied. Les Brown studied Jim Rohn. Tony Robbins studied Jim Rohn. Anybody in the personal development space and success space has studied Jim Rohn. He is the pioneer, one of the pioneers of this whole thing. Jim Rohn has a philosophy that I'm going to expound on. It's called be, do, and have. Be, do, and have. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to do the things that millionaires do, and you will have the things that millionaires have. So that's where I'm talking about being the goal that you want to reach. Now, I already went through the part about if you want to be a doctor, you have to do what doctors do. You can have what doctors have. Be, do, and have. So where our focus goes, our energy flows, and our energy is our spiritual currency. So when we're pouring our energy into something, our thoughts are connected to our energies, and our body follows our mind. Our body follows our thoughts. Let me show you how that manifests. Even Oprah Winfrey herself says that what we dwell on, we will become. What we dwell on is who we will become. So let's say that some of us are, especially gossipers, are obsessively focusing on keeping our nose in someone else's marriage or in someone else's marital problems, trying to keep up with the gossip. Okay, next thing you know, you are manifesting marital problems in your own marriage. Why? Because that's where your focus is. That's where you've invested your spiritual currency. Your spiritual currency, your thoughts, your mindset, that's your spiritual currency, okay? You've invested all of that into someone else's problems, and you're focusing so much on someone else's problems that where your focus goes, your energy flows. Where you put your thoughts, you will become. You are focusing your thoughts on other people's problems. You are being that and doing that, and you will have that. That's what you are investing your time and energy in. So we want to be the goals we want to reach. So break that down into goal setting forms. What we obsessively think about are the things that we manifest in our goal setting process. So 75% of our self-talk is negative. That's been proven. We know that. That's factual. So the thing is, if your thoughts are 75% negative, then you will have a problem producing your goals because your goals will be at the negative standpoint. You have to constantly push out the positive, even in your goal setting process. Let's break that down with SMART goals, okay? Let's talk about the SMART goals. What does SMART stand for in your SMART goal setting process? Now, your goals, the S is specific, the M is measurable, A, achievable, R, relevant. Your goals have to be relevant. And T for time bound. Your goals have to be time bound to a time frame. Now, if you are not speaking positivity into your goals, and then you are not actually being the goals you want to be, being the goals you want to manifest. You're not being the goals that you want to reach. You are actually bringing doubt into your SMART goal setting process. Now, specific goals. If you're trying to set a specific goal, now your specific goal can be right or wrong depending on the mindset you bring into it. So let's say you have you bringing doubt into that process, and you wrote your goals down. You wrote them down. You're like, okay, was I specific enough? I don't know. Things aren't going right. Maybe I'm rushing this. Maybe I wasn't specific enough. Maybe I need to scratch it off and change it and rearrange it and make it even more specific. I said that I want to be a millionaire in 20 years. Well, maybe that's too long. I don't know if maybe I should do that in 30 years. I don't know. But if you keep doubting yourself, going back and forth like that, there's no clarity in that. What you are focusing on is confusion. That's what you are going to manifest, confusion, and not a specific goal. Let's go measurable. The same thing if you are trying to measure your goal. You're trying to measure your goal. You want your goal to be you want 30% more growth in your business. Okay, well, you're saying 30% more growth, but then you keep reading conflicting articles that says this. Some article says that. Some article says you'll reach your 30% growth if you do X, Y, Z. Some say you do it if you do LMNOP. Either way, you keep reading all of this. You're taking all of this in, and you're constantly flip-flopping with your mind and your decision-making process. You haven't settled on a decision on what you believe you can do. What are you doing? You have brought confusion into being measurable about your goals. So your goal setting process, when it comes to being measurable, is full of confusion, and therefore you will manifest confusion in that aspect of being having a SMART goal. Same thing with trying to achieve a goal. You're doubting yourself and your ability to achieve it. So you're going to have have clarity in that. The same thing with relevance. Is your goal going to be relevant? I doubt if it's relevant. I don't know. Well, according to them and what they have, he said he was going to do that, and he got that, and now he got that to match it. I think I want what he wants. Well, you're looking at something outside of yourself and not something from within yourself to manifest what you know you can do. Stop looking at everybody else because you're confusing yourself. Their relevance has nothing to do with your mindset. Okay? Their relevance has nothing to do with your mindset. They did the push-ups. You're not the one that's going to gain the muscles from it. They got their muscles from their own push-ups. You have to benefit from your own mind and your own spirit. Same thing with time bound. Put the right time frame on your goals. Make your goals time bound by not, and you focus on the positive. Stop doubting yourself. Say, okay, it's going to be time bound. Boom. I know what time it's going to be. I'm going to do it in this particular time frame. My goal is relevant because this is what it is. It's measurable. I'm going to definitely get 30%. It's achievable. I know I can do it because I got the steps already outlined. It's specific enough because I know the who, what, when, where, how, and why. I got all of that in place. I'm locked in. I'm set. All of that is good to go, and that's all I'm going to focus on. If you spend time investing your thought energies in what could go right, you have no time to worry about what could go wrong. Okay? So, in episode 276, I want you to think about setting your goals and being the goals that you want to reach. That's all that I have. Be well, stay blessed, and as always, through love, be a blessing. God bless.